Are you ready to take massive action? My name is Rob Beardsley, and today I'm going to talk about my mentorship program. So if you're here, it means you're already interested and willing to commit to massive action. But the problem is that's often not enough. And even if it is, it's going to take you a whole lot longer and get you in a lot more trouble than you really need to, right? There's a saying everybody knows, there's no need to reinvent the wheel, and people have made mistakes in the past so you can learn from them and things like that. And those that don't know history are condemned to forever repeat it. So those are just some of the things that I live by, and I love shortcuts. I kind of jokingly say that I'm such a lazy person, which obviously is not true. I work really hard, but I love this mantra of being lazy because I'm always searching for the best way to do something. I'm never satisfied in saying, well, if I just put in the work, if I just grind out the hours, I'll get it done. There's always a better way, and sometimes it just takes a different angle to see it. And so with my mentorship program, one of the big things is confidence. So confidence is something that obviously you can give to yourself, but it's sometimes the only way to get it is from somebody else. And while information is highly transferable, meaning you can go on Google and pretty much learn anything, confidence is not, right? Seeing somebody do something firsthand or being taught something firsthand is really where that confidence comes from. And I think that's a huge component to really any consulting or mentorship program. So secondly, shortcuts. I mentioned shortcuts before. I love shortcuts. I love seeing my clients just skip to the third, fourth, fifth step right off the bat. When I started out, it was just on Google, listening to podcasts, reading books, and really trying to teach myself the basics of underwriting, how to talk to brokers, submit offers, raise equity, all those types of things that are necessary to a multifamily investment business. I really taught all that on my own with the help of some key mentors. And so that's what I want to give to you is the shortcuts that a mentor provides, which are, can be as simple as picking up the phone and you need a 2-minute conversation to answer this burning question that you had. And, you would have never found it out on Google, but with a quick question, it gave you that confidence that, okay, that's exactly what I need to say. That's exactly what I need to, number I need to use in my underwriting and things like that. So shortcuts are big. I love it when, a client texts me and says, oh, I've got this deal, I've got this burning question and I just don't know what to do. And it's, oh, I've been there, done that. I know exactly what to do. Here it is. And it's like, I just save them so much time and effort. So another point of my mentorship program is the goal, right? I'm very goal oriented. I hate doing something just for the sake of it. I love having a purpose. And so with my mentorship, there's a purpose. So if you're joining my mentorship and you haven't closed your first deal, I want you to close your first deal in the first 6 months of us working together. So for some people, that sounds crazy and they don't think they could do that. For other people, they might be more ambitious than that. That's awesome. So it's all about you. Everything is tailored for your goals and your pace and what you're willing to put in. But the standard goal, I think, is very reasonable of closing your first deal or at least getting your first deal under contract in the first 6 months. And so just to quickly run down that process, we start off by getting you really honed in on what your goals are. Why are you doing this? And what is it exactly you want? What kind of deal do you want? What kind of market do you want to be in? What kind of longer term are you setting yourself up for? Right? If you're looking to start an in-house management platform, that can influence what your first deal looks like. If you're looking to raise capital for more institutional sources versus retail equity, that also could influence the type of deal, whether it be vintage or strategy or market even. So that's kind of the high level, and then we drill into market research, right? And so we need you to figure out what market you want to be in. When I first started out, I thought, hey, if I go into every market and I source 1 million deals from every market, that'll increase my chances of getting my first deal done. And I was so wrong. I spent so much time underwriting every deal I could find, and I was really not building the momentum needed to really get my first deal done in a given market. And so my recommendation is strongly to pick 1, maybe 2 markets and go deep and become that local expert. And there's a few ways that I teach you to do that. And I think, again, that's really important. Once you've figured out your market, then you need to build your team and become that expert. And so that requires getting to know all the brokers, getting to know the management companies. If you're going to go third party, you need to have an insurance broker, property tax consultant, attorneys to back up your program. And so building out the team is the next step to really get you in a position to get your first deal done. The problem a lot of people think or have is they think, well, if I find the first good deal, everything will just fall into place, right? The money will follow and the team will come together. But that, unfortunately, is just a myth in the business, right? People say, oh, find a good deal and the money will come. It doesn't work like that. I had a great deal, which was a literal nightmare to raise. I thought I was going to lose my earnest money deposit. So basically, me personally, lose $150,000, and I thought I was going to lose my business because I called everyone I knew and I cold called everyone I didn't know, and all I heard was no's. And it was such a trying experience that I wouldn't trade for anything because it grew me so much and it taught me so much about the business and myself. But fact of the matter is, there was no reason for me to go through that if I knew the shortcuts and really had better prepared. And so that's another message that I want to share is preparedness. And so when you don't prepare, you get yourself into time crunches that force you into situations that you don't want to be in and make worse decisions or take on compromises. And so by building the team up front, picking the market, becoming the local expert, it puts you in the best position to have the smoothest first deal possible. And when I say smoothest first deal possible, I still mean there's going to be tons of hiccups, lots of issues, and lots of heartache. But that's all in the fun of it. And again, remember, the first one's the hardest. But that's why I'm here. We want to get the first deal done in the first 6 months and to really align our interests. Something very unique about my mentorship program is that I'm going to be a partner in your first deal. I don't just want to take an upfront fee from you and then funnel you into my private Facebook group and then never talk to you again. I want to be hands-on with you through the whole process and build a lifelong business relationship as we go and close our first deal together. And really, a piece of the compensation in my mentorship program is I get a piece of your first deal. And trust me, it'll be the best partnership, you are the best piece of a deal that you've given up because it'll open up the door to so many future deals and it'll, again, just shortcut you and accelerate you to that first one. So I'm Rob Beardsley, and thank you very much for listening.